the Strait of Hormuz shockwave, unpacking the cascading, humanitarian, and systemic crises following the Iran conflict. What if one of the world's most critical waterways suddenly shut down? We're talking about the Strait of Hormuz, a narrow channel that's the jugular vein of the global oil supply. A conflict involving Iran could slam this artery shut, and the ripple effects would be catastrophic, far beyond just gas prices. This isn't just a political chess game. It's a scenario with profound human consequences. Let us break down what a full-blown crisis in the Strait of Hormuz would really mean for all of us. First, let's talk about the immediate shock: oil. Roughly 1/5 of the world's total oil consumption passes through this strait every single day. If that flow stops, global oil prices wouldn't just rise. They would skyrocket. We could see prices doubling or even tripling almost overnight. For you and me, that means pain at the pump like we've never seen before, but it's bigger than that. Transportation costs for everything from the food in your grocery store to the package delivered to your door would surge. This would trigger rapid, widespread inflation, squeezing household budgets and potentially pushing economies into a deep recession. Businesses would face crippling energy costs, leading to layoffs and closures. The global economy, already fragile, would be on the brink of collapse. But the economic chaos is just the beginning. The humanitarian fallout would be devastating, especially in the Middle East, countries heavily reliant on food imports. Like Yemen, would face an immediate crisis, with shipping lanes blocked and insurance costs for vessels becoming astronomical. Container ships carrying essential supplies like grain, medicine, and clean water wouldn't be able to get through. This isn't a maybe, it's a certainty. We would see food shortages escalate into widespread famine. Hospitals would run out of critical medical supplies. A regional conflict would quickly spiral into a multifaceted humanitarian disaster, affecting millions of innocent people who have nothing to do with the politics at play. Then there's the systemic breakdown. A conflict in the Strait of Hormuz wouldn't stay contained. It would immediately draw in global powers. The United States and its allies have long guaranteed the freedom of navigation in these waters. Any attempt to close the strait would be seen as a direct act of aggression, likely triggering a swift and massive military response. We're talking about a potential large-scale war in an already volatile region. This could destabilize neighboring countries, create new waves of refugees, and become a breeding ground for extremist groups who thrive on chaos. The conflict could easily spill over, disrupting other critical trade routes like the Suez Canal, compounding the global supply chain nightmare. Imagine the interconnectedness of our world. A factory in Germany shuts down because it can't get a specific component manufactured in Asia. Why? Because the ship carrying it is stuck, unable to refuel or reroute it on a month-long journey around Africa. A farmer in Brazil can't sell their soybeans because their biggest buyers are facing an economic collapse. This is the cascading failure a Hormuz crisis would unleash. It exposes the fragility of our globalized system. We rely on these long, complex supply chains, and a single point of failure can bring the entire structure crashing down. The systemic risk is immense, and it's something financial markets and governments are terrified of. So, What does this all mean? It means that peace and stability in the Strait of Hormuz are not just regional issues. They are global necessities. Diplomacy and de-escalation are not just political buzzwords. They are the only tools we have to prevent this nightmare scenario from becoming a reality. The human cost, the economic devastation, and the risk of a wider, uncontrollable war are simply too high. Understanding these stakes is the first step toward advocating for peaceful solutions. This isn't about taking sides. It's about recognizing that in a connected world, a crisis anywhere can become a crisis everywhere. Thanks for watching, and if you found this breakdown insightful, please like, subscribe, and share to help spread awareness. See you next time.